Well, hello everybody. This is day 14 of the recovery journey, and I've spent a little bit of time getting things ready for the camera today, so hopefully it's a little bit clearer than it usually is. So, yesterday I was documenting the two main difficulties that I've experienced growing up, that I'm only at this stage in my life really putting the pieces of the puzzle together to try to understand exactly why they have been there. And I said that I was going to break down those two main differences. Yesterday I spoke in a bit more detail about the social aspect and the area of not being very socially interactive with people, and I think that's probably along the autistic kind of trait. Now today I'm probably going to be speaking about something which is one of the most difficult things I think I could speak about personally, and I have hemmed and hawed about whether I should share this or not, but I think I'm pretty set on my goal of being open and honest for the benefit of other people, and because I just really feel like it's going to be easier for other people to relate to, because they are probably going through similar things. And so that's where I'm at, and that's where I'm going. So today I'm speaking about the second aspect or difficulty that I've experienced, not only growing up but right throughout my entire life, and that is cognitive functioning and processing. Now, before I get into the nitty-gritty of this and the specific challenges I've faced and experienced, I want to mention just exactly why I feel this is difficult to talk about. And that is that I have come to understand over the last year or so that this has been the root cause of a lot of my self-esteem issues, anxiety issues, confidence issues. Because when you have a belief about yourself that you question your ability to think, or your intelligence even, or your ability to make sound judgments and figure your way out through things, it's embarrassing, and it's difficult to talk about and difficult to relate to the world openly regarding those kinds of things. So you try to cover them up and try to meet the world on their footing and try to be the same as everyone else. And of course, when you do that, that means that you're always living under a particular facade, for want of a better word. I think of it as someone retreating into a fortress, a self-made fortress that becomes a prison because they can't be themselves then. So this is difficult to share because of all that, and I think it's been the reasons I've had quite a lot of anxiety in different places, both in work and in just normal life. So I don't think I'm going to get through all of these today. It's likely I'll have to break these into two parts and two separate videos, but we'll see how we get on. I'm not going to go too far into this, but we'll just see how we get on with it. So the first one I've got on here is making careless mistakes. And I experience this a lot in normal life. If I'm trying to do anything, quite often it will take me 3, 4, sometimes 5 times or attempts to try to do something, because I'll forget something, or I'll make a mistake. I'll miss some important piece of information that I need to put in, or need to consider. It's just not there, and then it has to be redone. And so I find myself continually checking my work because I doubt that I've done it correctly. So there's this constant question over my ability to concentrate and whether I have got all the facts and got everything together without making any mistakes. Being forgetful or losing things. So I would lose my phone almost every day, because when I put my phone down, or keys or something along those lines, quite often what happens is I do not make a mental note automatically of what I've done or where I've put something. And of course, when somebody comes along, puts something else on top of that item, then it becomes extremely frustrating because you have no idea where you've put it. That is a common occurrence with me and is extremely frustrating and difficult to deal with. So I have certain ways that I try to get around that, but they're not foolproof. Appearing to be unable to process or carry out instructions, and I think this was probably one of the reasons why I had felt this very early on in life. And I think it's one of the ADHD symptoms which occurs a lot in children. Their ability to really process and really understand instructions and carry them out effectively. And I think because of these issues with my processing in these situations, it led me to really doubt my ability to do that, to carry out instructions and to be able to cognitively work through things which are required for normal life. And that, of course, creates a doubt and a lack of confidence in yourself. And that has been certainly the case with my life growing up and throughout my life. Difficulty organising tasks and planning and prioritising. A lot of this has got to do with fuzziness in thinking. And it's one of the reasons why I found my attempts to start up in business quite difficult, because I've got so many ideas that I find it very difficult to stick to one and really follow through to the end. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later as well in this list. But the problem of clarity of thought quite often and fogginess of brain means that it's very, very difficult sometimes to really focus on one particular task and be clear about it, and being able to prioritize tasks and be able to put them in a way that you can plan them out effectively. So of course in daily life and in normal work life, this becomes quite a major challenge. And next one is anxiety and depression. We've talked about that. I've had depression over a long period of years, which I learned how to get rid of. And also anxiety. And anxiety, as I'd mentioned before, comes from the fact that you doubt yourself and doubt your ability to do things, but you're afraid that people will see just how much you struggle with things, and you worry about people's perceptions of you whenever they find that out to be the case. So that's about half the list, I think. I'm going to leave it there, and I will continue with the rest of the list tomorrow on day 15. And if you're someone that's experiencing these symptoms, and you may be in your teens, you may be a little bit older and have experienced these kind of things, hopefully this will begin to help you to start thinking about why this might be the case. Because I found throughout my life that because I knew these realities were present in my life, but had absolutely no idea why they were there, that was a real problem. Because I just couldn't understand why I was struggling with these things compared with many other people. So beginning to get some clarity on these things has been a major help for me, and hopefully it will be for someone else that I share these things with as well. So talk to you again tomorrow on the next day, and I hope you'll be blessed by that. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye bye then.